I threw the rock up and I hit him in the face with it. So I'm walking the hallway. All three of them walk up to me. In my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm about to get jumped today, bro. Y'all already know it's that time. So we're here at another story time. Today's story time is gonna be about I almost said his name, bro. The dude from last story time. If you guys haven't seen the last story time, what are you doing watching this one? Go watch the last one, then come back to this one. But let's jump straight into it. Y'all already know what we gotta do before we start the video. Hey, I gotta keep myself safe. So this dude, I met him 6th grade. I met him when I came to that math class and I sat by the girl that I ended up liking, and I found out ended up liking me, right? So I never interact with him that much. I never really talked to him, but I could tell he found me annoying a lot, and I don't know why, because everyone else in the class loved me. Like, I kid y'all not, you know how SpongeBob, I know I said Draco and Malfoy, but it was kind of like SpongeBob and Squidward. You know how everyone, like pretty much everyone finds SpongeBob like some type of funny in some way, to where, like, you know how you have an episode where SpongeBob is making everyone laugh, and then Squidward comes out of nowhere hating. I mean, and when I say hating, I mean like unsolicited hating, not like when SpongeBob would do something goofy. Squidward would just come out of nowhere and start hating, right? That was him. I would be talking to people, they'll be laughing. He'd be right beside me, and I'm looking at him like, bro, a class of 20 people, and you telling me you're just that one differ. You're just that one person that, for some weird reason, finds me not likable when I literally did nothing to him, y'all. Like, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and I don't have any wings on me. So we're just gonna fast forward that, right? When I did have interaction with him, it was just in math class. I don't know why he was treating me like that, but well, I do know why. I'm tripping. It was because of the girl, which I found out he ended up liking. So apparently him and her, they used to be a thing. I don't know what he did or said to her, but when I came back to that school, when I came to the school, but back to that area, it was like, it was October. So within those first 2 months of school, I guess he did something that made her not like him anymore. And after that, they were friend zoned. So, as I said, I started noticing bits and pieces. And long story short, that's the only thing he has on me to why he wouldn't like me, because the girl he used to like, well, he still liked, that used to like him, didn't like him at all, and constantly hung around me, even to the point where when he was around her, she would intentionally put me between us because she didn't want to sit by bro, because she knew how his feelings were. So long story short, we're going to fast forward. I didn't see him at all 7th grade year. And that's also when the girl, wait, no, I'm tripping. Y'all, did I mess up my story time? No. Wait, y'all, I'm tripping, y'all. I messed up last story time. The girl, she moved my 7th grade year, I think. Did she? Or what is 6th grade, or what is the beginning of 7th grade? Y'all, I'm starting to have a brain farce, bro. I really wish I bought my yearbook. I bought my 8th grade yearbook, but I didn't buy my 7th grade yearbook, because I would have known if she wasn't in there for picture day. Y'all, I think there might have been an error on my story time. I think she moved in the very beginning. Like, it had to be within the first month of my 7th grade year, because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember having to deal with him in that same class without her being there. No. Because if she moved, whatever, y'all. Now I'm trying to remember, y'all. Because I had her in my 7th grade class and my 6th grade class. But I know there were yo, I'm trying to think. It couldn't have been 7th. It's no way it was 7th, right? I don't know why I'm asking y'all like y'all would know. The only person that would know was the dude from the first video. I ain't talking to him, bro. Tripping. Crap, bro. I'm trying to remember. I'm really trying to remember. Whatever. That's a small detail. That detail ain't really nothing crazy. But I didn't have him at all 7th grade. Then 8th grade comes, y'all. I didn't have him at all either, but I had algebra. If y'all know anything about me, I'm very smart. But if it's something I don't want to do, I'm personally just not going to do it. Not because I'm lazy. It's because if I don't find the significance in what I'm doing according to me and my plan, then I'm not going to do it just because it's going to make me have some cool points. People saying, oh, snap, pat on the back. You're taking advanced algebra and you're in middle school. I don't care nothing about that, bro. Because once we graduate high school and get to college and real life, no one's going to go back and say, oh, you were taking this class in grade school. Remember that? No, they're not going to care. So, long story short, I didn't want to be in that math class. It was too much studying, too much work, and it was kicking my butt because I wasn't studying and I wasn't doing the work. So he asked me one time, bro, shout out to that teacher. He was one of the greatest teachers I've ever met in that school, bro. He asked me, he said, do you want to keep doing tutoring, or you could just take, I forgot what it was called, but it was pretty much like remedial math where you learned algebra, but you learned it at a slower pace so that you can actually take time and learn. And you know how certain people, they can learn something, but it might take them longer to learn it. When it comes to stuff I don't care about, that ends up being me, because I'm not trying to spend all day trying to learn something. I'd rather take my time and learn it. So I go to this other class. I don't know what it was called. It was called math something, but we were doing the same thing as algebra 1, but we weren't doing it as fast as them. But at the end of the year, we caught up to them. We just took a lot of extra steps in between. But realistically, I mean, you're in middle school, have fun, live your life, you're a kid. So I ended up going to that class. That class was a 2-hour class. It was a block period. So I ended up going to that class for a block period. And that's 2 hours, bro. Bro, y'all, I kid y'all not. Again, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and you don't see wings on me, dog. Looking back at it now, at the end of the day, that was just the devil. The devil knew what triggered me, because you know how it's certain things you cannot explain why people did something. Sometimes the only explanation you have is it was the enemy. That was it. It was nothing else, because I didn't do nothing to him. For him to ever feel like that, for him to have that sort of animosity towards me makes no sense. So to this day, it's like that's the only reason. I can't find any other reason, because that was the reason. It was just the enemy, especially back in the day when I wasn't really into my Bible and my word. I really was easily triggered when people did something to set me off, and I was, feeding into the flesh. So I walk in that class. I walk up in there. Guess what? My homeboy, shout out Marcus. If you see this video, we still talking play the game now. Like I've been friends with bro since 6th grade. But my homeboy Marcus, my boy James, shout out James. If you see it, this Jamari, shout out Jamari. My cousin Javaris, shout out Javaris. And it was like a few other people. I get up in there. The minute I see them, yo, James, Marcus, Javaris, Jamar, yo, I'm out here happy when I see them. They out here like, yo, and I'm telling the teacher, which is also one of my favorite teachers, shout out Mr. Ray. I'm telling him, I'm like, hey, I'm giving him the note for the class. Like, this is my first day. The one dude looks like, you know how you come in and people will turn around and look at you? He turns around and look at me. The first thing, not this dude. Bro, what the freak did I do to you, bro? I didn't see you at all 7th grade. In 6th grade, me and him never actually had a conversation. We never had a one-on-one conversation until 8th grade. But he didn't like me. How you not like someone who never ever did anything to you? I didn't even have a conversation with him, and he didn't like me. So I'm gonna start fast forwarding because we had beef all year, bro. Like it literally didn't even get squashed until like it really never got squashed. It's just that the older you get, you like, what's the point of it? But I ignored him. I ended up getting seated in the group, sitting like 5 feet behind him, bro. Like I could literally touch his desk or the back of his seat. And the person I was talking to a lot, which I ended up being good friends with, was also good friends with him. So he was always over there talking, getting mad at me for no reason. So it kept going back and forth. Bro just kept saying crazy stuff. One day he looked at me dead in my face. Dog, I was literally just breathing. I was just breathing, bro. I'm having a great day. I'm smiling. I'm breathing, looking at my stuff on my desk because when the teacher's just not teaching for like a couple minutes because he doing something and then everyone just like chilling. I'm chilling. No, it was during break, our 15-minute break. Since that was a block period, we had a 15-minute break. That's why the teacher was chilling. So everyone's walking out. I didn't have nothing to do. I didn't need to use the bathroom. And plus, I'm gonna be honest, that bathroom in that hallway, them boys were selling drugs in that bathroom, bro. I mean, y'all talking, they were playing Schedule 1 in real life, bro. So I'm out here sitting down at my desk. He looks at me and I'm thinking like, oh, what's he gonna say? This done caught me off guard. He turns around like this. You really annoy me. And bro, I literally asked him, I was like, dude, what did I do? What did I do to annoy you? And he was like, you just annoy me, like the way you talk. I'm like, the freak, bro, what? Dog, I'm telling y'all, I went through the most random behind my character progression. It has been, my character progression has came from the most random events Like it's like a random quick time event. Oh, he talking about he just annoyed by me, and I'm sitting here like, what? So okay, boom, boom, boom. Days go by. We're constantly arguing with each other. My teacher knew I didn't like him. He knew he didn't like me for no good reason. But I ended up finding out it was more to it. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on at home. Me personally, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If you are treating me bad and your excuse is something's going on at home, I care for you, but I don't care that's your reason for treating me wrong. Something going on at home, and now something's about to go on at school if you don't stop playing with me. So, long story short, one day, walking in the bathroom, I see bro with a giant duffel bag. I'm like, oh snap. And out the bathroom, I said they be selling in. And that's when I found out they be selling there. It was him and 2 other black dudes that I knew for a fact was always suspicious, bro. Them boys had to get held back like 20,000 times. They were looking older than me. They looking older than I am now in 8th grade. And they like 6'3". Like, dude, you should be playing overseas basketball. But when I got in there, he looked at me. I knew them. They dabbed me up. he like covers his bags and looks at me like a little angry. And I'm like, the freak going on, bro? You making yourself look sus. So that's when I found like, oh, he having problems at home. Now he in the bathroom acting shady with a duffel bag. I said, oh, he probably selling that dope. That was just some extra context, some extra side characterness to develop his character. So he was a trouble kid but apparently selling dope. So, like I said, again, that's not my problem. That had nothing to do with me, bro. Like, I'm gonna make it I'm gonna give you a problem to have at school and at home. You ain't escaping nothing at this point. So, what really set me off one day, we're talking in class, right? And he said something out of pocket. I don't remember what he said, but I still remember to this day. I'm what y'all would call a gentle giant. I'm not easily provoked when it comes to fighting. And I'm not easily provoked when it comes to yelling. But if I ever get to that point where I want to fight you or I start yelling, chances are you definitely pushed me beyond the limit that anybody would ever push. Like literally to get me that upset to the point where I'm about to crash out, you had to push my buttons like way past my limit. Because me personally, I just like to be chill. I don't really like confrontation. But if you have to get confronted, then you're just gonna get confronted. It's too bad, so sad. But that ended up being him that day. He said something crazy, bro. I got out of my seat. I stood up. Obviously, that's back when I was in middle school. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I cussed him out. I'm gonna be dead serious. Like, hey, I was 13. What the freak? Like, come on now. I'm 13, bro. So and that's in front of my teacher who didn't like cussing. He was seeing the ISS if you cuss. But that was the day, for some reason, I didn't get in trouble. At least for that, because he was more so trying to defuse what was going on, because he knew me and him had beef, and he also knew a lot of the times it really wasn't even my fault. Why he would come out of nowhere and start talking crazy to me in front of everyone. So I was like, yo, what's going on? So I told him, I said, I don't care about the class. I told him, I said, I don't care about getting suspended. I said, I'll beat your behind. Obviously, I didn't say the word behind, but I said, I'll beat your behind right now. Hey, how you doing? Make sure y'all leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new. Now let's get back to the video. And I was standing behind him, so I could have easily snuck him right then and there. So if someone's mad standing up, I think my 8th grade year, I was at least 5'8" or something like that. I'm 6'1" now, but like I was at least 5'8" in my 8th grade. That's taller than most kids, because most people, no offense to the short kings, you know what I'm saying? Most people end up becoming 5'8" when they're adults. So I'm 5'8" at 13, and I'm standing up behind him. Like I was yelling, bro. I'm yelling, cussing, talking about I'll beat your behind. Emphasis on behind right now. So of course, if you a skinny, scrawny dude who's short, you know dang well that you never try to fight, which means you were just a person that likes to antagonize people. You know, he was shook, bro. When I was saying that, like I was mad. Everybody was quiet and just like, you know how people are like shocked because they're like, whoa. So the two reactions I remember from my friends at my table, the girl, one of my friends, she was shocked, and then she busted out laughing because she was laughing. I almost said his name again. She busted out laughing at the dude because she was like, you talking all that smack, now you about to get your A beat by Prince. Obviously she called me Emanuel back then, but now you about to get your behind beat. So I'm feeling more hyped up because I got somebody hyping me up. Then the dude at my table, he was just in shock because he was a new student. He'd been at our school for a few months. like 3 months. I think it was like around 3 months at that time. So he didn't really know much about anything. Like he seen say something crazy, but he didn't really know me like that. But he always seen I was calm and cool. But when I like got mad, bro was just sitting in his chair shocked. You got him sitting shocked. You got her beside me hyping up, clowning him. No one else talking, everyone else looking at me. And I was straight up like, you know how you get mad, you start shaking, like, bro, my fist was clenched. People knew I was tweaking out. And when someone's tweaking out, that's when they're dangerous, because they might really do something to you because they're tweaking out. Especially imagine getting antagonized all year. Someone saying something about you not even all year. Imagine you to this day, till this day, me and him never ever had a regular conversation. I never said, "What's good, bro? How you doing?" Or "What's up, bro? What's up?" We never even said that, because it was always beef for no reason, bro. For no reason. 6th grade, he didn't like me, and I never talked to him at all. I never had a conversation with him. I don't even know if he went to my elementary school, because remember I said that middle school, my elementary school was right here. You drive 1 minute to middle school, and then probably like 5 minutes the high school. I didn't go to the high school, but the high school. So that's pretty much what I was going to do. Elementary, like, I remember I told y'all I left the beginning of 5th grade from the elementary school. And then I then at the beginning of 6th grade, I came back to the middle school, which was like, people who went to my elementary didn't see me for a few months and I was back. But I don't know if he went to my elementary school or what, but like, I never interacted with him one day in my life when it like at all for him to not like me. He didn't like me 6th grade for no freaking reason. There were times where I tried to talk to him normally. Like, you know how you would come in the room and you would pray that it would be a normal day. I'll walk up, "What's good, bro?" And he would just say something out of pocket. Dude, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be friendly. I don't know why you don't like me. Then 8th grade. Oh, not him. Who are you, bro? You don't even know anything about. I'm like, dog, who are you, bro? Besides my first name, you don't know anything else about me. So how do you know me enough to hate me, but you don't know me enough to even know me? That makes zero sense. So, long story short, after that, it becomes smooth selling. We now have like a mutual standing. It really wasn't a mutual standing. He didn't want no smoke, but we pretty much had a mutual standing, because he knew that, okay, he get mad, he actually will tweak off. I was, because I didn't know. To this day, you know what? I don't need closure. I just thought about that. I literally answered in the first couple minutes. It was just the devil. It was the enemy. The enemy knows what sets you off, especially if you've been set off before and you didn't control it. The enemy knows what sets you off. The enemy knows what sets you off. So I don't even need to question why that happened. And the enemy knew what set me off. And what set me off back in the day was people talking smack. Cause I used to go off on people like 24/7 when they were talking smack to me for no reason. But what kind of helped me was because my teacher, Mr. Ray, was a really cool teacher, and he really didn't like when you said crazy stuff. So I didn't say nothing sometimes to him. But that day, he had to say something crazy slick, because I don't know why. Either that or I was just fed up. So long story short, we ain't really talking, but we still we still not cool. And it's the last. I don't remember anything after this, but we were walking out of lunch one day. And for y'all who know how it is in middle school lunch, it's like a giant crowd. I get a rock. I see him and those 2 other black dudes from earlier. I get a rock. I chuck the rock in the air. To this day, y'all, I don't know how he knew it was me. Maybe one of them saw me, because I chucked the rock in the air, but I had my hand so low where you couldn't see it past the crowd. I chucked the rock, and I looked to the right. I looked to the right to see if it hit him. It hit him dead in his face. So once it hit him, he was looking around like who did that? Dog. I was walking in the hallway and I just see them point at me. How? I'm in a crowd. I threw the rock at his face, but none of them, they weren't even look. It had to be someone else that saw me throw the rock, and maybe the person told him, because all three of them were not looking at me at all. They didn't even know I was there because I was so far away from them. I threw the rock up and I hit him in the face with it. So I'm walking the hallway. All three of them walk up to me. In my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm about to get jumped today, bro. Now, this history teacher right here, I mess with her, but I also don't mess with her. I'm not knocking. I'm banging on her door. So obviously I'm disrupting her class. Everybody stops. She walks up to the door. What are you? I tell her, I said, can you please open your door? Someone's trying to jump me. She said, no, I'm in the middle of class. What do you mean? No, you're in the middle of class. I just said someone's trying to jump me. So I'm continuing the knock on the wall. She's right in front of me. I'm like, please, miss, please. They're right here. Dude, they're walking like 10 feet away from me because they know I can't go nowhere. So they were like, they were primetime villains, bro. They walked. Now, that's kind of like the Karate Kid moment. You know what, y'all? I now understand why Jaden Smith did what he did and why he was stupid and got beat up. Because the moment they weren't paying attention is when he decided to throw water at them. The moment he wasn't even bothering me, I decided to throw something at his face. For what reason? Boy, I had a reason, obviously, but it made no sense. I'm out here banging on the door. Please, please, please. Please. She said no. First of all, I'm gonna be real. That shit's messed up. So if I would have got jumped, because she knew my dad, she knows my dad and my family. I seen her recently. She didn't open the door at all. They walked up to me and they said, did you throw this? I said no. I was capping. I have a PhD in cappery, bro. I was capping. They said, did you throw this? I said, He said, you lying, I saw you. It was the black dude, so I thought you kind of scared because he started getting kind of mad. I'm like, hey, I said, But I was lying hard. I said, I said, I didn't throw it. I said, why'd I throw it? Like, you know how you start getting aggressive? Like, you know how when you start doubling down lying, that's when you get aggressive because it makes it more believable. I'm looking at them like, I didn't throw it. I didn't throw it, bro. No, I'm dead. Bro, I put it on my mama. I didn't throw it, bro. Why would I throw it? So I'm out here capping hard. He said, I know you lying, but they couldn't prove it. So he 5 feet away from me. He had it in his hand. He threw it at me and missed. I felt like saying, that's why you missed. Why am I going to antagonize you after you decided that you weren't going to jump me? Why am I antagonizing? I didn't say nothing. I was scared as heck. I didn't say nothing. I was just sitting there. They walked away. Boy, literally after that day, I said, you know what? We're even. He did crazy stuff. He said crazy stuff to me. I hit him in the face with, for no reason. So he didn't jump me. I didn't beat him up. We're gonna call that. We're gonna call it right there, bro. Dude, oh my gosh, bro. Like every time I think about that, I'm like, what? And it's so crazy. I always kept saying, why did Jaden Smith do that? Why did I do that? That was dumb.
What do you want to be?